All right, Huber. So out of all the games that I have on my giant pile of stuff, most of which people have never heard of,
Yeah.
JumpJet Rex,
JumpJet Rex
stood out to you.
Clearly the best name.
Did you look at it at all? Or
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you grabbed it, and you've been actually digging this game.
Yeah. So the first thing that attracts me to games is like the art style, you know? It just looked really cool from the get-go. Like I saw a couple screenshots of this flying dinosaur going through stages. And I was like, this looks pretty fun. I love platformers. Love them. Played Phoenix Rage a while back, did a review on that. Haven't really played one since. And just the colors and the character and the title got me hooked.
Now, kind of explain how it works, because it's not like a typical platformer. I mean, you are using a jetpack, it seems like the whole time.
Yeah.
So is it really about, it's not really about jumping. What is kind of the hook to it?
It's about efficiency and speed. So you have your jetpack, which you have unlimited jumping, and that can boost you up. So you can like hover around. You also can propel yourself up, propel yourself to the sides, and then kind of butt stomp down. And you're always on the clock to finish the level, and then you get additional stars depending on if you don't die and you get to the end in time. And throughout each stage, there are these flying rings that you have to fly through. So it's about knowing what order to go through each ring to get to the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's basically like every level is a time trial. Is there any other goals in there? What difference does it make if you actually get all the coins or all the rings?
So you can skip all that, but then you're not getting all the stars, and you need a certain amount of stars to progress through the game.
Oh, okay.
Certain stages will be locked out. And then there's boss fights, and every 5 or 6 levels, there's a big boss stage, and they're all really different. They're cool because also when you shoot like horizontally with your jetpack, a little like thing will shoot behind you. It's kind of like a missile. I don't want to say it's not exactly a missile, but it basically is. It's like a projectile.
Okay.
So the boss I played was this giant, abominable snowman beast, and he's like hammering the stage, and these icicles are dropping, so you have to dodge those and fly away from him to shoot the projectile back at him. So it's just a really interesting fight.
So that's the only kind of weapon you have? You don't have like a little laser gun or anything like that?
No.
Okay.
And there's character customization. You can like dress him up. You can give him a little red cyborg eye, but unfortunately it doesn't shoot a laser blast.
So yeah, like a cyborg monocle, more or less.
Yeah.
Is there a more traditional monocle or top hats or crazy?
Not yet. They're still adding things. They just added rage quit mode because that was a concern, was how easy the game was. There are enemies, but you're kind of going through at your own pace. Yeah, there is a time limit, but if you go through, you get all the rings, and you don't die, you can take your time, get 2 out of 3 stars per level, and get enough to progress through the course of the game. So there was no real pressure. Rage quit mode gives you 3 lives to beat the entire game.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So no checkpoints, nothing. Just here's 3 lives, go. So that mode alone is really intense.
So are there checkpoints usually within the level? Does it depend on the length?
The checkpoint is in like when you beat a level or whatever, it saves. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Not like mid level, but like it would save your progress. This is no continues, nothing, just 3 lives.
And then what kind of, you talked about bosses and stuff, but what kind of other obstacles are there to watch out for? I saw there are like these laser beams that will like fry them and leave a pile of ash. So
it's one hit kill, anything touches you, you're dead. There are enemies that shoot things at you. There's traps within the environments, falling debris and lasers and whatnot.
Do they feel fair? Do you feel like you get somewhere and then it hits you and you didn't expect it?
Because you're trying to go through, that's the beauty of it, is you're trying to get to the end before the time expires, and there will be just, in one example is there will be a row of lasers, and they go off at different times, and you just want to bomb it through because you have 30 seconds to finish the level, but the best course of action is to wait, so it is fair. It's not cheap at all.
That's cool. And you didn't have any of the, it doesn't sound like you had those kind of issues that you had in Phoenix Rage where you're like trying to squeeze through and you get 1 pixel too close.
Yeah, none of that. Everything seemed fair. The music is cool. It's just got a cool retro style, which I really like.
What about like when you get to new levels? What kind of things do they start introducing? How they build on this idea?
Yeah, so it was a good progression. I mean, the very first couple stages are just fly up through the rings and it's over. Fly side to the rings and it's over. And then you don't see an enemy until you're 4 or 5 stages in, and then some of them you got to bounce on. Some of them you have to shoot sideways. The aesthetic of the level will change. The ice levels, there's a lot of falling debris. So the progression is great. One of the bosses was really interesting. It took me a while to figure out how to beat it. It was this orb ball that bounces. You're trapped in a room with him, and it bounces around, and on the ceiling and the floor is electricity. So you kind of have to hover around.
Yeah, you don't have to tell people how to beat it. But,
yeah, it was cool. It was a cool fight.
But cool. So this is still early access right now, right?
Yeah.
And did you write down? Do you know what it'll cost for somebody who's wanting to jump into it early access, or do you think people should just wait?
I think it was 10 early access, 15 when it comes out. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
And do you think people should jump in now, or do you think they should wait until it's all the way there?
I'm the wrong person to ask about that. I am really weird on early access. I mean, I'm expecting the comments to troll me right now, but early access to me is a giant spoiler. Mm-hmm. I'm really adamant about this. It's not the finished product of the game, and I really enjoy when I get the whole game going through at my pace and getting it the best it's going to be.
Yeah.
So.
Well, yeah, because like if they do something like they tighten up a level or they make something better and it's it's more refined, but you've sort of already seen it or played it, then it feels
diminished in a way. Yeah,
definitely. Because I've definitely had that with betas and stuff like that, and it's like, oh, okay, now the final game's out, I got to play through this part again.
Yeah.
And you notice the differences, but they don't leave it doesn't leave the same kind of impact as it might have the first time around.
I agree.
Well, cool. Definitely thanks for checking it out and putting it on some people's radar. And sounds like a fun platformer.
Totally.
Yeah.